Good morning, Rick. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday from Shreveport, Louisiana, Mark.
Yeah, I told you last week that I ran out of baseball hats.
I see that.
So,
What is
so
that all
I don't know,
about?
but I just also am realizing I'm not hearing. Okay, test, 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 test. Okay, fine. So this is a summer hat that I got in Ojai, California when Frank and I were there a couple years ago. They're great for the sun. They really are, especially for somebody as fair and delicate as I am. So this
Well,
was
that's a great idea, but I don't know why you're wearing it in your co-op in the middle of Manhattan.
because I wear hats for this thing. I got to get some new hats. It's one of my signature gimmicks. We got to have gimmicks, or who's going to watch?
Well, shoot, you should have started this one on Easter Day with your bonnet.
Well, I would love to. I've always wanted to do that, but I'm usually not in town for Easter. Now, one strange thing happened that I wanted to tell you about just right before we start is that my boss got an email from somebody in Shreveport about me using e-cigarettes at work.
Oh, Mark
Now, I don't
McNease,
know
that
any.
did
I
not
don't know
happen.
anybody in Shreveport. Do you know
That
anybody in
did not.
Shreveport who would write to my boss and tell her that I was doing that? I'm not doing that. I go outside with the smokers.
I know you would never do it because you're not as crude and crass or inconsiderate as others, perhaps. But
But
anyway, I don't
I
know.
want you to look into this because you know people in Shreveport. You can find out who did this to me. I almost
Hmm.
got fired.
Can we move on now?
You were moving on to Dre, boy, Dr.
Wait,
Dre.
now let's open the cafe, Mark.
Okay, cafe's open. Everybody, grab a scone. That seems to be all I serve here is scones. What else do we serve? We got muffins. We got all kinds of strange. We got little what are they doing at Twine?
Macarons,
the
macarons.
mojito cupcakes or something like. We
Oh
got it
my
all.
gosh, weren't they gorgeous? They were beautiful. But you got your coffee too now. What about Dr. Dre?
Oh, Dr. Dre, he's looking to be like a billionaire soon. He's gonna surpass Jay Z and who's the other one? Oh, Diddy, Puff Diddy.
What
Yeah,
happened?
because Well, don't you know that Apple's gonna buy Beats?
I
Now,
didn't know this.
now
No, this is news to me.
oh my God, it's been all over the news. Now I don't have a pair of Beats, and I researched them yesterday, and they're rated really low by people who audiophiles. They were like number 17 out of number 18, but they're a must have. Like they're this you know how culture is and how people are. Everybody's got to have their Beats, and so started noticing all these people walking around with Beats headphones with the little B on the side. But anyways, that's just it. I think he hasn't done music for a long time, and I'll give him props. Him and Snowcone. Who's that other one from NWA? That Easy
Snoop
E.
Dogg, Snoop Dogg, Snoop
No,
Dogg, isn't
Snoop
it?
Dogg is not from NWA. Rick, pay attention.
I don't know.
Easy E died from AIDS, and then you got Snowcone, who does all the movies, or Ice Tray, or whatever his name
Oh,
is.
Ice T.
No, Ice Cube. Come on,
Okay, gotcha.
you're blowing my
Well, that's
jokes.
interesting. How much are they buying it for? Did they disclose?
3.2 billion.
Holy shoot.
So
Next
he's
subject.
yeah,
He's rich. He's
he's gonna.
done.
Well, he already is, but he's gonna be richer.
Moscow, we were beating up on Russia for quite a while on this show and other shows. We also do the LGBTSR, so of course, sensitive issue in the LGBT community with Winter Olympics and all that going on. But anyway, they did something very novel, and I hadn't heard about the story, and someone was telling me, and I looked it up, and I guess this happened back in March, late March, early April. But Moscow does a fashion week just like they do there, in New York, just like you're doing this morning, setting the trend for next year's fashion week. Yes. Bobblehead. But anyway, they did a thing called Runway Without Borders, Mark, and it was really awesome. The images are great if you look online. They're they did a fashion show and a fashion week and a runway show for people with disabilities or
Oh,
challenges or whatever you
nice.
want to. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like fashion for people in wheelchairs, and I just got to props out to Russia.
Yeah, except for the no gay people, no gay handicapped people,
Yeah, none of that.
no rainbow wheelchairs.
That's right. That's another year, I guess, when they really grow up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, my next thing is Mother's Day because it was so funny because I told you in our little green room that I almost didn't do this today because I thought I don't have anything to say. It's I'm always having I feel like sometimes like I got to think of stuff to say. Are you
Excuse
done?
me.
You okay?
I'm well.
Too many e-cigs? Better lay
Not
off.
yet.
Lay off them, Rick.
I am so after your job. Anyways,
But anyways, Mother's Day. So that's tomorrow, and I've been watching the barrage of ads, And the woman who started Mother's Day, I meant to look it up right before the call so I would have her name, but I read about her. This is going back, I don't know, 70, 80 years. Not long after she started it, her campaign to start it, she was already blasting it for being commercialized, and
Wow.
oh yeah, she hated the fact that florists were like charging more and selling little Mother's Day bouquets and candy companies, and I'm with her, man. I'm with her. She meant it as a way to honor mothers because women weren't pretty much getting the short shrift and they couldn't vote and all of this stuff. But it's become totally commercialized. All of our holidays, we don't have holy days in a secular, but all these holidays now they're all about buying shit and spending money and racking up the sales. That's great for my retail mutual fund that I have. Good, buy all kinds of stuff. But on the other hand, I think it just bugs me. I even now they've got little like K Jewelers. They've got ads with the husband holding or whoever the baby daddy holding the little baby, a little infant, and it's like a little voiceover, like the little 9-month-old is getting his mom a brooch from K Jewelers. It's fucked up, and I hate it. And my mother passed
Hmm.
away 15 years ago. My birth mother's 90 out in Mississippi, but I'm glad I'm not buying anything for Mother's Day. I'll tell them you love them, show them some respect, send them a card,
Mother,
but
mother.
don't buy into this commercialization crap. Valentine's Day is just as bad, and I totally fall for that because I've got
Oh
a
God, no, that's one I've never bought into. Oh
well,
my
because
gosh.
you never
Oh
have a
well, let's move
Valentine.
on. Anyway, no, back. No, I gotta reverse that bell sound because I gotta finish my comment. You do that one? Good, good. Reverse it. Whoop, whoop there.
Oh my
Get that
God.
happy. Oh my gosh, you gotta brush your hair real quick,
Oh,
please. Come
I'm
on,
gonna do you. You're always first of all, you're wearing like a bib every week. You like showing those pits, man, or those pecs or
No,
something.
is it
You
really? Oh
like
my God! Now you got.
no,
I'm gonna
you
move.
keep your arms down, but you're into the tank top thing. But they look
Okay.
weird. They look like dresses almost, and like little tie around dresses. And then
Well,
you
wait,
do
wait,
this
wait.
all the
Camera,
time. You're always
excuse
going.
me.
I
I'm gonna
was
have the cam.
yeah,
I'm
but
having the
you're
camera
like
crew.
every week.
It's not my hand. It's someone else's. I'm having the camera crew move the position. There. Is that
Okay,
better?
that's better.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can. Johnny, can you hold it there for a while? Okay, he's cool. Anyway, back to the Mother's Day thing. You're so right. And actually, I'm hearing people wish men Happy Mother's Day. I heard that yesterday for the first time. Everybody's like, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. I'm a freaking man. I don't
Yeah.
have ovaries. There won't be a baby coming out of me. But thank you for the greeting. You're right. So, what I do like, though, is guess what next week is? Come on.
Well, the
National
Preakness.
holiday.
Frank and I are going to the Preakness. That's a big in the VIP section, man. The owner of the track is a.
Oh, my
It's a long
gosh.
story, but we were invited to be like totally VIP'd at the Preakness. That is awesome. No, but what is next week for you?
No, but I want to hear more about that. But next week, National Craft Beer Week. So it's a big deal. Craft beer is really coming on strong in the United States. Wine, I think about last year, is something we surpassed France finally in per capita consumption. California, all those movies out about how our Chardonnay is finally better than theirs. Okay, I'm moving back to this position. Hold on. I know you hate when I do it, but
No,
I
it's
can't.
okay.
Johnny's tired, and the wardrobe department's a little upset because they really went out of their way to pick the frock that I'm wearing. Anyway, my point is 2 new beers I want to talk about. There's new beers popping out all the time. I want to see how you like them. You mentioned last week Philadelphia and how you love that city, or a couple weeks ago when we were in New Orleans talking about our favorite cities. Anyway, brewery there came out with a beer called the Walking Dead beer. I think the beer is just called Dead. You got to look it up. No, I think it's called Walk or Walking. Mark, this beer is brewed with smoked goat brain.
Really?
For real. And there's another one that we're carrying actually at Twine that Rogue Brewing, really unique group of guys out there that know how to market their beers. Also, the brewmaster came out with a beer called Beard Beer. Have you read about Beard Beer?
Is it made with men's beards or something?
It's made with his beard. What he did is he took his beard. He's like, yeah, I'm tasting beer all day long. I'm going to take my beard because I drip stuff into it all the day when I'm drinking. I'm going to have it cultured. I'm going to have it, made into a yeast. And then we're going to brew a beer. And it's called Beard Beer, Beard Beer. And it's out, or Beard Brew. And it's out right now by Rogue. It's in a 22-ounce bomber. That's all I say.
It's disgusting, all of it.
I know. Happy week next week, everybody. Happy craft week. So where are you, Frank, going?
To the Preakness. We're one of Frank's artists who has a big hit in Canada. Anyways, he's friends with the owner of Pimlico, which is the racetrack in Maryland where the Preakness is. The owner's son is a friend of his, and I guess
Cool.
he's performing. He's doing something there, and so is Lorde, Lorde. I don't know what the deal is with the performance, but anyways, we got invited to go as guests of the owner, the track owner. So we're going to.
Is that guy going too? I forgot his name.
Glenn Morrissey. Glenn Morrissey.
He's going to be there?
Yeah, he's
Cool.
going to be there. But so we're going to be, where Frank's friend Lisa's going with us, and we're staying at like a really swanky, fancy schmancy hotel, and we're going to be in the VIP box. And I'm definitely going to be doing a little thing with my, one thing, just briefly, it's totally irrelevant, but I realized that I pretty much only put our cafes on my YouTube channel. It's so stupid because I have all those subscribers. And I was really pissed that I didn't make a 5-minute video of our marriage party where you were. It's like, I can't believe I didn't do that. But I was so busy being a host that I took a bunch of pictures, but I never thought to do a video. But anyways, folks are going to be getting some short clips from the Preakness. Dig that.
Oh, my God.
My turn.
Awesome.
My
Your
turn.
turn.
And my last thing, well, I'm checking the clock, 11:19. This is a heavy thing, but it's the Bring Our Girls Back, the whole Nigerian thing, where that's been all over the news. And Michelle Obama, the president's, his weekly address yesterday was given to Michelle Obama to talk about that, and that's where that Islamist extremist group Boko Haram. I always think of Procol Harum. Do you remember Procol Harum?
I do.
Every time I read about it, and then I want to tweet some joke, and I think, oh my God, I don't dare.
No, don't do
I
that.
don't dare make a joke about Procol Harum. But Boko Haram.
Boko Haram.
Anyways, there's some nasty motherfuckers, man, and I can't see how they can possibly connect it to any kind of religion except that it gives them an excuse to be really horrible, vicious, murderous, awful, truly like unthinkably bad people, and then they get to say they're doing it for Allah because the guy was saying, the leader who should have been killed a long time ago was saying that he was going to sell all these 200 girls in the market by Allah, and that's a fine line for me because I happen to, and I'll just say it, I'm not going to, I don't know that anybody's going to hear it, but I'm not a fan of Islam. I'm just not. And it's half of it was stolen from Christianity and the other was plagiarized from Judaism. I think Islam is I'm not a fan of any of them, but I think Islam, I don't have a high opinion of it at all. And I get really tired. I can't think of any Christian extremist group on the planet that would go in and abduct 200 12-year-old girls and sell them. I just can't. It's not going to happen. I mean, this is the only religion that produces this shit is Islam. So that's my vent. If anybody doesn't like it, fuck me. But anyways, it's horrible, and I don't think they're going to get the girls back, and it's just really sad.
Well, I like that you said, Mark, you started it by saying very extremist, and that is what it is. Often the extremists in our country, in the name of Christianity, have done some horribly hateful things, perhaps not kidnapping people, but in their name and their message that they deliver has caused a lot of hate crimes and has caused a lot of things. And you're 100% right. I didn't hear the speech. I'm going to go and look at it. I heard about it, but what's the call to action here? What are we to do besides being upset about it?
Just pressure the Nigerian government to try and do something. I think the girls they suspect they're being held in the jungle.
Jeez, that's just awful. Are we doing sanctions against the country? Is that what was announced?
Well, the country didn't kidnap them. Nigeria didn't kidnap them.
Right.
There's not much you can do. I mean, there's horrible shitholes all over the world, but Africa has.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
I'm not shitholes.
You have your right to make whatever statement you want, and I'm not discounting that statement. I think this particular situation, and it always seems, Mark, that the attacks and these things are on women or children, and I never understood that. Why it can't be. I just don't understand it. They always go after what we might consider the weaker minority, and I don't. I'm not meaning that to upset people, but it's strange. I'm changing subject. Speaking of young women, Frozen the musical. $1 billion it has made. Moving to Broadway, as you know, they're working on it. And June 8th, on the higher note, you and Frank saw a wonderful show last week. We didn't talk about Bullets Over Broadway, but great shows out there for the Tony Awards. Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad playing LBJ. Should be a good season for the Tony Awards. Did you like the musical or not? I didn't ask you guys.
Bullets Over Islam.
Yeah.
No, Rick, I just got to say this because
I know. My comment back to you is going to make. Now you're probably going to go in your. Go ahead.
no, I'm going to talk about Bullets Over Broadway, but it's so weird, and
Okay.
you have to be politically very sensitive in our culture, and even if
No.
you think something, you got to think, do I dare say that? I don't care that the world's got a billion Muslims. Good for them. I don't have any problem with people being Muslim or Christian or Buddhist or atheist or any of that stuff. I just had to vent because I only see this particular brand of
I get it.
evil coming out of that particular religion. Bullets Over Broadway it was okay. It was not great. I don't regret seeing it. It wasn't great.
Really,
No, it
really.
wasn't. No, it wasn't great, and that's what the critics said. I mean, the critics said, by and large, what I thought, which is that Woody Allen doesn't really translate to Broadway. Woody Allen's movies are Woody Allen movies.
Right.
It's a distinct experience with his little neurotic dialogue. First of all, I think the guy's a pedophile, but or was at one time. I'm not a fan of Woody Allen's, but it just doesn't translate. It doesn't translate to a musical. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. But it was very entertaining, and the guy who plays he got nominated. Nick Cordero. He's fabulous. He's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
They got a lot of nominations. I saw an article where they compared who played the role in the movie versus who was playing it on Broadway. And I gotta say, just reading the credentials of those people didn't really excite me. I loved Tilly in it. I love the movie, the nuances. I agree. I can't see it for Broadway. The LBJ show, they say is filled with a lot of history and his
LGBT show.
performance. LGBT senior moving to Broadway. How about we take Cafe Beta off Broadway?
I like that. We're running up the clock.
I know, but I got to remind viewers for National Beer Week next week or just whatever, Mark, go out. Ritz has come out with Bacon Ritz. Bacon has hit the Ritz cracker, the Bacon Ritz cracker.
And I like. I was going to say too. I would love to see Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Frank's not into it, but I would love to see that with Neil Patrick Harris. He's totally going to win. By the way, he's getting the
I
Tony.
know. I know. Is he hosting the Tonys again? Yes, he is, I'm sure.
Is he? And he's going to win.
I know. Maybe there's a conflict. But also Broadway Bears, Equity Fights AIDS, their big thing. Jerry Mitchell directs it. I think it's June 22nd this year. Mother's Day, they're doing a lead up to it. Have you ever gone to one of those shows? They're fun.
No. No.
They're interesting.
I was
on the
invited to participate and be Bear, but I just, I'm
Okay.
really shy.
On that note, where's your hat? What's it
It
covering?
fell off.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's over there with my e-cig.
Okay. In your Quran?
Yes, my Quran. I'll
Mark, I love you.
praise
It's
whatever.
okay. You can
Peace.
have opinions. I'm very opinionated. You know how I feel about e-cigarettes. So
I know. You're like a fanatic.
Me and that lesbian from New York City, Quinn.
Oh, Christine Quinn. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see her get worked up about Nigeria. That's the challenge I have for you, Miss Quinn. I know she's watching the show. So anyway,
I think she should go there. She
She
should go
should
into
re-
the forest and look for Procol Haram.
with her hatchet or machete or whatever they call that. Anyway, Mark, that's a great image to end on.
Yeah.
With her Ritz crackers and her beer.
And her honey maids.
And her honey maids. Oh, yeah, love. It's all about love, Mark. Okay.
Cafe's
You have a
still
great
open,
day.
everybody. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back 2 weeks. Can't do it next week. I'm going to the Preakness.
Oh.
See you 2 weeks from now.
Okay, guys. Thanks. Peace
Bye.
out.